I have a fraction in front of a letter? What if I have this? 1/5 W equals 2/3. Is it time to get all upset and cry to your mother and father at home?
No.
Well, would you like the, well, I'm going to give it to you anyways. I'm going to give you the long drawn out formula version of it, and then I'm going to show you the really simple way to do it. Because you should probably understand this. What type of an equation is this? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? It's a multiplication problem. And we know the way that you solve is through the opposite. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I am going to do this, but see, this will throw you for a loop. I need to take 1/5 and divide it by 1/5, and take 2/3 and divide it by 1/5. That's how I solve it. But man, that doesn't look like it's any kind of fun, does it? But I think you can do this because, let me rewrite it, because fractions we usually don't write like this, we usually write it like this. 1/5 divided by 1/5 W equals 2/3 divided by 1/5. How do you divide by fractions? Flip and multiply. So I need to flip this around and multiply. 1/5 times 5/1. Same thing on the other side. 2/3 times 5/1. What happens to this side? They both cross off, correct? What happens over here? I end up with 2 times 5 is 10/3. So my answer is 10/3, which is 3 1/3 if you do the simplification of that. Now, stop right there. That's the gist of it. But you can completely stop and not have to do this whole step if you just follow this same rule. Okay, write this down because this will save you thousands and thousands of hours of work. Okay. If you have a fraction in front of the letter, just flip and multiply both sides. Which won't make a lot of sense to you till I show you. Let me just do the same problem in the short and condensed form. 1/5 W equals 2/3. So I need to wait till everybody's all focused there with me. Pick up, Jim. Long weekend? Short weekend? No weekend? Too much Halloween candy's got us a little sluggish on Monday morning. Somebody probably ate some of your Halloween candy this morning, didn't you?
My brother took it.
Okay, look up here. Focus on this because I can't tell you the number of times that somebody will say, I don't know how to do this, and I'll say, just flip and multiply. Remember we talked about that? Rather than doing all of this, we're going right from this to this step right here. In other words, anytime I see a fraction in front of a letter, I am just going to take that fraction, flip, and multiply both sides by that. Because the fraction's going to go away, and I'm just left with 10/3. Okay, rather than doing, really what you did was all this, except you skipped the 2 steps that had to make you show all that stuff. If you see a fraction in front of a letter, you just flip it around and multiply both sides by it. And by the way, I think now they're going to let you start leaving fractions as improper as long as they're not, as long as they're reduced all the way. So you don't have to change that to a mixed number. So check this out. 5/8 x equals, I don't know, 7/10. What am I going to do?
Flip and multiply.
I'm just going to take the fraction in front of the letter, multiply it by, flip it over and multiply, flip it over and multiply. This goes away because they cross cancel. I'm left with just the x, which is what I want. This looks like it ends up being 56 over 50, which is not pretty, but it's the best I guess I can do. Stop me there if you didn't catch that. Flip and multiply. How about this? 1/2 times what number equals 8? No need to panic here, kids. 8 is not a fraction, Grace, but I can make it a fraction by. Yep, now it is a fraction. What do I do to get rid of this 1/2? Flip and multiply. Flip and multiply. So this becomes 2 over 1 times 2 over 1. These will always cross off. You'll be left with just the x. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 over 1 is 16. Ain't that dandy? Ain't that a Jim dandy? How about this? 1.2 equals x over 4. Somebody enlighten me, tell me, what would you do to that? Me personally, Kelsey, what would you do?
Change the decimal to fraction.
Oh no, no need to do that at this point. I mean, you could, but I don't know would it really help you. I'm not really talking about fractions anymore. Kind of giving you the basic review of everything. Peter, what would I do? Alright, you would use that symmetric property just because most of us like to see the x on the other side, so it is x over 4 equals 1.2. Now what? Jacob Kunzendorf? Ask yourself what type of problem is this? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? So that means if it's division, I think the opposite of division, which is? And what am I going to multiply by?
X. Or 4x.
Just 4, not x. The x you want to stay, you just want to multiply by the 4. 4's go away, x equals 4.8 if you do that multiplication in your head. 1.2 times 4 is 4.8. Kind of get that? Believe me, you will work with these equations forever. Oh, here's a good one. How about this one? X plus 1/2 equals 3/4. Notice this doesn't say 1/2 x equals 3/4. It says x plus 1/2 is 3/4. Gary, what type of equation is that?
It's
Adding. So what do I do to solve it? And what am I subtracting? Exactly. I need to take 1/2 away from both sides. Well, what do I have to do to take a half away from 3/4? Which is 4, right? This is 3/4, this is 2/4, so we end up with 1/4. How many people are very excited about this? How about this? 3/5 x equals 1/4. Somebody, Ariel, what am I going to do to solve this? Thank you. The correct answer, you're right, but I like it as flip and multiply. I'm going to flip and multiply. Same thing on both sides. Boom, x, and you're left with 5 over 12. How many of you could have done that by inspection? You could not have. You couldn't tell me 3/5 times what number is 1/4. Jacob, alright, I'm going to give you one now. Now you made me, alright, Jacob. 2/3 x times what number is 7/8, sir? Well, now you're going to do it the way I told you in your head. You just did.
21 over 16.
Yeah, that's because you moved. You flip and multiply. 21 over 16. Okay. Wonderful children. Welcome to the wonderful world of